I didn't agree to this.
Oh, so weird thing. I found out the reason why MSK kept getting booed.
Izzy's parents.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't. It's weird enough that I'm like, I don't know how you could make this up.
Hilarious.
Taylor, to let you in on what's going on. Izzy is a child, a little girl who I guess her family's been going to NXT for like ever, to where she became like a pretty good like fan favorite fan, if that sounds weird. And like talked to the wrestlers, and there was times where like she was Bailey's biggest fan. That was a whole thing. So they really like this little girl, and so the little girl's like really likes wrestling to where the point where she's like even going on other shows and like doing things on there, and like she's now a heel fan type of thing. Like there's a whole thing like it's kind of weird, but like good for her. She likes wrestling. Apparently there was a point where on like an indie show, she's a little girl. Was it like a power bomb? She took something. She took some kind of move.
Choke slam. She took a
choke slam.
Yeah.
To which current NXT tag team champions, well, one of them, MSK, they like went to Twitter and talked about how that shouldn't be okay. She's a little girl. That's not okay, kind of thing. To which Izzy's parents did not appreciate that because, you know, they're basically being told they're bad parents for letting their child be chokeslammed.
Now that sounds weird. Like,
so yeah, I guess her parents, because they still go to NXT. Recently, it's been weird because MSK is like really big faces. They're actually really good. A lot of fans really liked them. And recently, they've been getting booed. And no one was really sure why. It's just really random. Like they didn't do anything to suddenly get booed. They're just the fans started turning on them for some reason. And the story came out that because one of them talked about, there you go.
Wow.
Little girl took a choke slam. Because one of those guys talked about how a little girl shouldn't be getting choke slammed. Her parents and friends of her parents who attend the NXT shows have all been booing MSK whenever they come out, and the cameras can hear it. So now everyone in the world who watches NXT is like, why the fuck are they getting booed? And it's because of these parents who got judged for their daughter getting chokeslammed.
Hilarious. The most hilarious thing I've ever heard of in my life.
And she took like a good choke slam there.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be a bit more gentle, but no, that was like in regular wrestling.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I've heard they've had to move them to off camera, to camera side instead of the audience side or like the view side or whatever.
Yeah.
They had to move them to camera side. I don't know. It's just the whole thing fucking makes me laugh. It's Albert hit it right in the spot when he says, it's hard to think of that this is not made up, or like you're telling me this is not a work, that Vince didn't write this or something, and then people are going, I don't know. It's fucking hilarious to me. Fucking hilarious. Anyways, we're good. We're doing new format today, right? It's basically everything's the same except for just you doing topics instead of all of us doing topics.
Yep.
And then Taylor, do you still have your how small is it section?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. And then did we want to like keep track of time a bit to try and lower it, or are we just kind of gonna free flow it today and then
let's free flow it today.
If we're over, then we'll know. We should probably keep an eye on our time.
I kind of want this to be because since Taylor's the end of the rotation, because it started with me in the beginning.
Taylor's the best part of the rotation. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Anyways, yes, since Taylor technically is the end of the rotation when we do these shows, we'll have it to where we'll just see where our time is at, and then we'll adjust from there for the next show. And then that's when we'll keep it within, like, I know I said I did my math wrong yesterday. So I said 40 minutes to 110, and I realized that's still an hour and 40 minutes, from 40 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes. And I want to cut it down from like 45 to like, I don't know, maybe like an hour 10, hour 20 max. So we're still hitting that sweet spot, basically just somewhere around an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far, unless we're doing like a special show where when we do our March Madness, or if we're gonna do like a random thing. Speaking of which, at some point I kind of want to do a special show on, what was it? I think it was like TV shows.
Like a bracket deal? Like,
I mean,
we
could do a bracket, but
okay, because I have bracket ideas.
Do
I
you?
like TV shows? That's a good
okay.
one. I was also gonna do anime characters.
Oh yeah. Well, see, and I want to get some more interaction from the people, so eventually we can like randomize our brackets where it's like Taylor's characters or Taylor's TV shows, and then like Albert's TV shows, and then my TV shows, and like the people's TV shows.
The people.
Yeah, the people.
The TPO universe.
Yeah, and eventually, hopefully, we're gonna start going from there. Oh, and speaking of which, at probably Friday, I'm gonna let this post originate by itself. I think Friday I'll end up boosting it for a couple days, and then we'll go from there.
Good idea.
I know we have some people who've commented. Weird thing, it's reached 98 people so far. I want to do like once every week, if you guys are okay to like reshare the post again, just as a reminder to all of our people.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Saying like, hey, we still have this going on for you guys.
I think it's reached 98 people already because it's been so active that it's moving up into people's feeds.
It's getting to that highlight range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because surprisingly, like Sean has commented on it. My mom has commented on it, and I think they also shared it as well. So
Ooh.
Also, not that we should be like utilizing our fans or manipulating them in any way, but if we could get, say, like Brother Gabe and maybe one or two other folks to consistently comment on stuff so that it can move up on the highlights,
that makes sense.
That would be good.
That reminds me, because it's like Daryl watched the Lightyear trailer on our page, and then she's like, "Oh, did you see the Lightyear?" It's like, "Yes, we posted about it. You could have commented, but but yes, I'll try to poke a little bit more. Be like, hey, you should comment."
Yeah.
No, it just takes time.
That. Yeah.
I think once people start seeing that, like, it start being more generic, then people are gonna start posting, because we do have a couple people who like comment all the time, or like randomly, like Kurt Toomey.
Yes.
He's one of my old coworkers, but every time we post something about cartoons, he's always like, "Oh," or like anime specifically. He's like, he used to call me a dragon shirt guy. Like, I don't know if you remember those like nerdy shirts with freaking dragons on them and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
Hey man, I still got one.
Yeah, so like I used to have them. I don't know where they probably don't fit me anymore, but yeah, he used to call me dragon shirt guy all the time. So hilarious stuff. Oh, also, just to let you know, Taylor, in episode 18, you took an L because Josh didn't get his question right. So that's gonna count on your stuff.
Okay, sounds good. What, for shits and giggles, what was the question?
I should have wrote the question down.
Yeah. What did we talk about last episode?
It was it something about
he talked about
Aftershock.
He did. I feel like it had to do with Aftershock. No.
You talked about League of Legends.
Oh, yeah, it was FIFA.
That's what it was.
The
It was
question
like,
was how, so FIFA and EA are negotiating how much EA has to pay
Yeah.
FIFA to use their name. And so the question was, how much is FIFA asking for every 4 years to use their name? It was 100 million,
yeah, it was something ridiculous.
a massive amount for
It's a
no reason.
gross amount of money.
Yeah. And then we looked into it, and EA definitely makes that much money off of FIFA's name. So
That's also gross. It's from all the paid stuff you do in FIFA.
Well, the one thing which I kind of already knew, but like FIFA is the #1 rated sports game, #1 grossing sports game in video games today, if that makes sense. Did I
Yeah.
say that right? Yeah.
I mean, it is the most like worldwide one.
Yeah, it's it's international, and everyone can relate to it at some point. But yeah.
Are you kidding me? I watch anime where they're playing Madden. No, I don't.
Anyways.
All right, we're all set. So it's introductions,
Intros.
topics from Taylor.
Yep.
That's what we're gonna call it. It's topics from Taylor. Top 5. How small is it?
Shout outs.
Shout outs.
Do we have any fan questions this time around?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Okay.
I feel like one was brought up, but I don't remember it. Someone should really write these things down.
I can check the page. I don't usually I put them in my notes on my phone.
That's good.
At least if someone writes something on like our feed, but I don't think we've had anything in a while.
I know one that was surprising was Samantha Smith commented on the Uncharted trailer. And I was like, oh, that's a surprise to see her come around and comment on our page. So
is that Sean's
that's
wife?
Sean's wife, yeah.
Wow.
So
like
We're starting to reach people.
a sad news thing. No one's watched any of our YouTube videos, and I understand they're unlisted, but after giving Angie the link and Kurt, or not Kurt, the other
Alex.
guy, yeah, nobody's watched it. So I'm just like, oh.
Well, if you want, like I said, we can start posting those public, at least the
Yeah,
older
I
ones.
just switched them over to public except for episode 17. So
Perfect. That is
All right.
perfect. And then
we can mention that to folks.
Yeah. At some point between probably tomorrow afternoon.
yeah,
I noticed when we start posting, I know it's hard to, but if we post random stuff during the afternoon, we hit that sweet spot of like people being super active during, at least in America, during that time. So like obviously if we post something like at 2, it's like 6 o'clock over in the Eastern time, and they're still like going through their phone or doing whatever, being super active before like dinner. I don't know. I feel like that's when we get the most hits, because I've posted stuff like during the nighttime here, and everyone on the East Coast is fucking dead asleep, and we only get like 13, or reached out to like 13 or whatever.
True.
But yeah.
right.
Oh, did y'all watch the or are you going to talk about it, Taylor? The state of play?
So I didn't get to watch it, but I heard it was skippable, that it was just mostly about indie games. So there wasn't anything like because my coworker watched it, and he's like, yeah, you didn't need to watch the state of play. So I was like, okay, thanks. So
I didn't watch it at all. I totally forgot about it.
Terrible. Like it didn't take up too much time, so that helps, but very skippable.
Yeah.
But he gets to see more about Five Nights at Freddy's security breach.
Oh god. Oh god.
Coming out
if
in
only
November.
David had his PlayStation VR.
I need the fucking thing still.
I miss
you know
playing
what?
Beat Saber.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like half of me has been like, all right, I probably should order it. And then the other half of me is like, no, I bet you when I order it, the fucking PSVR 2 is going to come out and I'm going to be pissed at myself.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm hoping it's just an adapter that I have to, I don't know. I give up. Anyways, I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready when you are.
All cell phones off or silent.
Yes.
What else do I have? Oh, I already did my testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, we're good.
I mean, yeah.
Taylor, you let me know.
When?
Yeah.
Okay, will do. This is so stressful. Okay. All right. I guess on go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tripolar Opinion Podcast. I'm your host today, Taylor, and I'm joined by David Baggard.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Albert Delgado.
Hello.
It's me. Yeah, it's been a while since I've got to chat with you guys.
I know
You were with us last time.
I know.
Some strange guy named Josh Rios. I didn't even know that was his last name until this last episode. I just always kept calling him Josh the sound guy. So
didn't even know he had a last name.
Exactly. I thought the sound guy was his last name. I'm just kidding, Josh. We love you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Thank you for everything you do. We loved having you. Now never come back.
But yeah, for our listeners out there, if you didn't know, I was away for a bit in a fancy country called Greece. So yeah, it was a really great time.
Did you get greasy out there?
Oh, so greasy. Got a little olives on me as well. But yeah, I'll quickly talk about the trip real quick. But yeah, I've never ate so much food in my life. They have really great food because they don't have fridges, so everything's made fresh, and so they just like keep shoving food in your face. And exactly. That's when you drop something or break something.
I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding. We're good.
Exactly. And Windex solves all your problems.
Exactly.
How many problems did it fix for you?
I actually didn't see them use Windex, but there was a brand that like was a Greek brand. So yeah, and their beaches are beautiful. Their weather was pretty good, about 70 degrees every day. Yeah, just beautiful scenery.
I'm guessing you took a lot of pictures, sir.
Yeah, took a lot of pictures. I'll have to post a couple on our TPO page.
Oh, TPO's so hot right now.
I know. We got like double followers now, so I just want to say thank you to all the new followers that have joined us.
Gotta get them followers.
Yeah.
Speaking of the new followers, if you don't mind me cutting in just a wee
Please
bit.
do. Spread the seed.
If you have checked our page recently, we just put out a new contest, a contest of sorts. Basically, all you need to do is just go to that post on TPO, like the post. Hopefully you've liked our page as well, and then comment the type of gift card you'd like to receive. And if we choose you, guess what? You're going to get a gift card. Possibly the one you suggested.
Is that how that works?
I mean, I think that's how it works.
I mean, we're making up the rules here. I think we can decide how it works.
I have a complaint about the rules that we can't enter.
I mean,
yeah, what constitutes a fan? What if you were a fan that was so good at being a fan that you were promoted to being a host?
Exactly.
Are you saying all of us? You're saying us three?
I'm not talking about me. You know.
I'm already trying to come up with a ruling for Brother Gabe. So
Say allow him.
I think he's fine. He's still a fan. He hasn't been on the show.
I guess.
But
that makes
hey,
sense.
maybe the winner gets to be on the show.
Oh, would they want to be on the show?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're probably
I
going to
don't
take the gift card instead.
Yeah,
I'd
and they'll be
take the
like,
gift
"Peace
card.
out."
I wouldn't want to be on here.
Unfollow.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this now, you have until Thanksgiving. I believe that is November 27th.
You know, given how podcasts work, whenever they're listening to it, they are listening to it now.
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, you have until November. It's actually 25th, November 25th, 2021. So if you're listening to this like years in the future for some reason, and you're like, wow, I just found out about these guys. They're great. They're probably all old and salty now and covered with olive juice. Yeah, the contest is only good for until November 25th, 2021, Thanksgiving. And on that day, or maybe possibly the day after, because we'll probably be busy, we'll choose a winner and you'll get a gift card from us. So tell your friends, tell your family, make a Facebook account for your dog or your cat, maybe even a gerbil, and see if they win some stuff. They'll probably get like a Petco card. I'm pretty sure that's what they'd want, but we'll figure something out.
Also, if you have a gerbil, please take pictures of this gerbil. I want to see it.
Are we allowed to have gerbils?
Yes, it's ferrets we can't have.
Oh, that's what it is. For all of our listeners, we live in California. They won't allow us to have certain things, and they need to be vaccinated.
No tigers is one of them.
Hey, man, that's political. We can't be getting into that.
Oh, anyways, Taylor, why don't you go ahead and carry on? You got a little toppy top?
Yeah, sounds good.
Tippity top?
Just so our listeners know, we're going to be changing the format of our show for a little bit. And so just tell us what you think, if you like the new format, if you have thoughts, opinions, or if you prefer the old format, just let us know in the comments below.
Oh God, you broke the fourth wall.
Oh no. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, it's a little bit old news, but the Super Smash Bros. Like latest reveal of the character, which was Sora from Kingdom Hearts. And with that,
overrated.
What? How dare you, sir? Just because it's another sword user. But those were air quotes, by the way. So because our listeners can't see it. So
it's a key blade. It's the same thing.
Yeah. But,
stupid sword users. And he's floaty.
Yep. Extra floaty. Yeah, I was pretty excited with the reveal. And it was a kind of like an emotional moment too, because the game series has meant so much for me, and that this is kind of like the conclusion to the game. Like there's going to be no more characters. We know that Nintendo is going to produce another Super Smash Bros. Down the road. It's their bread and butter essentially. So, but the problem is that you now have all these characters in this game. Like, where do you go from here? So it's like, can you keep renewing the licenses to keep the characters and keep adding more characters? Or are we going to just like start getting smaller games with different characters and you won't be able to play older characters? So
the correct answer is where you go from here is Waluigi. Because that's what we really wanted.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really wanted a DBZ character, but not Goku. Even though it probably would be Goku. I just don't like Goku. He's such a bad dad.
I see.
Yeah. No, they could have done something weird. Like, yeah, we got DBZ. It's Raditz.
I would appreciate it. There needs to be more heavies in that game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think Raditz could have been a heavy.
I enjoy a good heavy. I'm sad we didn't get more heavies. That's with
true.
This new pack that came out.
The weird thing, Kazuya kind of plays like a heavy, even though he's a small guy. But yeah, I don't know. To comment real quick on like their future plans. It's weird. if they've learned anything, if anybody's learned anything from WWE wrestling, is that you can't have a super big roster.
Mhm.
You have to end up paying these people, or there has to be a certain profit at that point in time, and if you're not hitting your profit margins, then obviously we can't renew these license. And I think that's why like smaller guys didn't get the okay, or like they didn't go after them, because like for a big thing, people were saying Ninja Gaiden,
Mhm.
he was going to be one of the characters in this character pack, or even Banjo Kazooie. Like, are these characters are popular, but were they going to be as popular as Sora?
Banjo, yes.
Yeah, that's possible. Even
Yeah.
though, so a little bit with the history of the Sora character, a couple years back, they did come out with a survey asking what was the most forward-looking character that if we could put on the license, who would it be? And Sora was that person.
Mhm.
But that was clearly voter fraud. It was supposed to be Waluigi, but a lot of mail-in votes got messed up, so we got to get a recount.
Interesting fact about that though is that when they did that poll, they said Bayonetta was the top number one, but they didn't want to actually reveal the real number one because they knew fans would harass like Square Enix, and so they were like, we're not going to announce these results, and so just say Bayonetta is it. And then they actually came out with the real results and it was like, it's actually Sora, just kidding. So
That's
yeah.
hilarious. Well, now that goes back to going to Sora. I'm glad you brought this topic up, because for the most part, I don't know about both of you, but I've had some significant amount of time to mess around with him and like try him out.
Mhm.
My overall impressions, I do not like this character. I felt like it was a big letdown.
Mhm.
I feel like he's too floaty, and his actions, what he does, they're, for me, it's not smooth. They're not like a smooth transition to like kind of combo into. The only thing that I really like about any of his moves is his down smash, and it's because he does like that weird keyblade swing, and he turns around.
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of his B attack, that because it changes, and I don't know, two of them are basically the same one, just one's a projectile, and I
Yeah.
feel like those don't do enough damage for whatever the character is supposed to do. I don't know, I feel like they missed out on a lot. I feel like they could have did something where, you know um like a tag team move. I don't know, where like Goofy comes in or like does something crazy. I don't know.
That's a lot of Disney dollars.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was about to say, paying Square Enix is one thing. Paying Disney?
Yeah.
Or even if like you did just B attack and he changed keyblades, I don't know, I just feel like they missed the mark on this, and they knew it was going to be Sora, but they just didn't. To me, it just didn't feel like they didn't put enough effort into his character. His alternate costumes, by the way, amazing. I'm glad every alternate costume is a different costume. It's not just a different color. It's like actually a different costume from one of the other worlds. But for me, it's just a big miss. I almost rather play Kazuya over Sora at this point.
I had the chance to download him before I joined, or sorry, before the flight home, and so it's like 12 hours of flight time, and got a decent amount of game time with him. But he didn't play how I thought he was going to play. I knew he was light and airy, but I expected his like A attacks to be faster, maybe do less damage, but they feel really slow to me. And I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. It's a little bit clunky in my opinion. But after watching plenty of TikToks on it, there are some broken aspects to him, like his A smash forward. If you are on the ledge, you have what's called invincibility frames, which are 3 invincibility frames when you get up there. Well, his attack does 6 frames of attack damage. So he'll just hit you again through the invincibility frames, which is just bananas. Like normally that should never happen, but they're like, oh well. So anyways, that's super technical stuff. But yeah, he didn't play how I thought he was going to play. His I don't mind like the B cycle rotation too much. It's a little bit different because you can kind of manipulate it. It's like, well, I want to have it always on Thunder because I think Thunder is the strongest one. But and then the fire one's pretty good. Freeze is just it's too close range for me. So But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on Sora. I would like to actually try to play him against one of you guys and see like how I can do.
That's fair. I got some time to play with him, and he's cool. I've never been one for the lighter characters. I've been more of a heavy guy. So Sora's not my kind of guy either way, whether he was a good character or not. I don't know. Yeah, there are some bits where I wish he was faster, since he is so light. There are some bits where he can be pretty strong, but I don't know. It isn't like the OP type of deal that we were looking for, like when Joker came out. Like Joker was dominant. But
Still disgusting.
Like, I feel like other than Joker, really, I don't think any of the like new characters that came out are too heavy or like too like good in terms of being like top tier type of characters. And it kind of sucks because Sora seems like it should be the one that he would be a top tier type of dude, but you know, it happens. It's just a matter of balancing and everything. Maybe at some point Sora gets somewhat of a buff of some sort just to kind of make him more of a top tier dude. But yeah, not impressed as a fighter, but still cool to have him in the game.
Yeah, like you said, I like it. They hit the fact that he's in the game. It's just I don't know, for me, not to beat a dead horse. He's just super clunky. Nothing feels like it's supposed to go together with him. It almost feels like he's just full of like single hits, and you need to figure out how to connect them instead of like, I don't know, a lot of these meta characters or even characters, you guys know how I play, like a lot of the stuff kind of just goes together, or like I'll find a way to make it together. I don't know how to do that with him. It just feels weird and awkward for me.
On a slightly different topic, if anyone is interested, they do have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's called the US Fall Open 2021 for October 29th and 30th. And so you get to enter in this tournament, play against people online, and then you get kind of a score based on that. And if you are really, really good, then you can get cool prizes and stuff. So yeah, just so for your information out there.
I don't know, Taylor. The last time we did a tournament didn't end up so good. So
yeah. I know I tried one of these US Opens before, and I like won like 4 in a row, and then I lost 4 in a row, and then you can keep playing to boost your score, and then I kept losing, and I was like, nope, I'm done. So yeah, it didn't go so well. But yeah. So guess we'll go ahead and move on to our top 5 topic of this week. It's going to be the top 5 Halloween movies since it is almost Halloween time. So,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
I know, crazy.
Nani?
Spooky season. Who wants to start?
I can go if you'd like.
Okay, sounds great.
Would that smooth things out for you?
Oh, it would.
Like olive oil all over your body?
Yep.
So real quick, I had troubles with the list at first because when I kept thinking of like Halloween movies, a lot of like slasher films came to mind, and I'm like, I don't even really like some of this stuff. So I guess my list is a little bit skewed because it'd just be more of movies that I only watch or I would watch around Halloween time, and also that had the most, I guess, positive effect for me. And I say that because it could have made this list if it was like something that emotionally affected me. And I know some people know this, the backstory of it for me is that the original It, I only watched like the first half, and it traumatized me for like a little kid, just thinking that he was stuck in the sewers for the longest time, so much that like I would quickly wash my hands, or like, I know this is gonna sound really awkward, but I would like pee from the hallway because I didn't want to get too close to the toilet because I thought he would like come out or stuff like that.
Hey man, that's impressive.
And it all made it in. I don't care what anybody says. My Lula never had to clean the toilet because of me. That's all I have to say about that. So, but yeah, like that's if we were talking about emotional effects of like Halloween movies, it would probably be the number one. With that being said, like I said, positive effects. My number five. Growing up as a kid, I loved watching this little ghost go around and kind of like haunt, quote unquote, this little girl in the movie Casper. I enjoyed that movie a lot when I was a kid. I thought it was a really interesting take. I remember watching that and then seeing like his two ghost friends or whatnot, and then in the end he just really wants to be a real boy, and it kind of had like the Pinocchio take on it, like go through some stuff, put him in there, he's a real boy, then he needs to actually just need to be a ghost. I don't know, the movie was interesting for me at the time, and I believe it was like came out in like the early 90s, and I have like a lot of good memories for that movie. So number five, Casper.
It's beautiful. I'll go ahead. I'll take it. Go on. Number five. This was a harder list to make for me too. I recently started getting into horror movies. And by getting into, I mean like I either watch it because it's not that scary, or I read the synopsis on Wikipedia because it sounds like an interesting story. But I have been watching more horror stuff more recently. And so coming up with a list of like top stuff, it's hard to say for Halloween because I don't have too many things that are like Halloween's here, I need to watch this movie kind of thing. Unlike Christmas. Christmas has so many. But Halloween, I guess a couple that do come to mind though. We'll start off with DComs were very big for me growing up. So of course, as a DCom kid, I have to include Halloween Town. And Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, of course. But I have to only pick one. So we're going to pick Halloween Town because it's the original. It was quality. It was fun. And it's definitely one of those that has stuck with me. I'm glad Disney Plus now exists so I can watch it more freely rather than attempting to try and get Disney Channel, which I do not have. Which, did you hear they took it out of Southeast Asia?
No.
Why?
I don't know. No one's really sure.
Huh.
It suddenly was taken off, like the channel's not there anymore. And now people are freaking out, like, is Disney Channel dying? Is it all going to Disney Plus?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Fears. Anyway, yeah, Halloween Town is my number five.
Nice.
Someone's gonna hate me for this, but I never really watched Halloween Town.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah,
you have Disney Plus, so better get on that.
Yeah, hop on that.
I also have a lot of useless streaming TV things now, and I barely use. So,
do you have AMC Plus?
I do not. I do have. What is it? Is it AMC? I don't know. Whatever Heels comes on.
Stars? Is that Stars?
Yeah, I only did it for the 3 months because it's like 3 months for $3 each month, and I really wanted to watch Heels.
I don't even touch the premium channel ones. Like HBO Max is technically the only one that's premium channel related. Outside of that, like it's like regular streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. Now I have Paramount Plus. So I got that going for me. Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
I know, right?
Right. We'll do my top five, which is a film called Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Shh, you're not supposed to do that. What's wrong with you?
Isn't that supposed to be in a mirror?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That was Candyman.
I thought you could just say it whenever and he would just show up.
Wait, I thought that you were supposed to say it in an accent.
Crikey, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
On me moms.
On me moms.
Yeah, I really like the film. It gets like, I don't know, a little bit dark and creepy at times if you were a kid and such, but I don't know. It's a nice like Halloween film to watch and whatnot. So yeah, that's gonna be my number five.
I mean, it's Tim Burton. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a little dark,
Yeah.
and
I
then
did
it's
not
gonna
know
get a
he
little
made that
weird.
film actually.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was before he really got into Johnny Depp and was just all about Johnny Depp. So it was Michael Keaton first. He was Beetlejuice, and then he was Batman.
Batman. Before he even did the voice, he was just talking regular, like his sweet voice himself.
And then he's coming back for the Flash now.
Oh,
that's hype.
No.
I'm so hyped for that.
It's gonna be interesting, very interesting.
Then it gets really weird, and old man Jack Nicholson comes back as the Joker.
Oh my god, I'd fucking die of man's laughter. Only some people will get that joke.
Okay.
And another funny thing is my number 4. So I'm pretty sure it's on both of your guys' list. If not, then it's not like I'm gonna get mad or anything. Some people will. But anyways, the movie is about 3 witches and a Frankenstein-y type of fella. And growing up, I had the biggest crush on one of the witches. It was the blonde one. Just so everyone knows.
Top
Midler,
five.
It was Bette Midler.
But yeah, no, the movie's Hocus Pocus. I love that movie. I don't know why, but the beginning scene of when what's his name? Is it Billy? I have a feeling it's Billy. What's the Frankenstein's name?
Yeah, Billy.
Yeah, that's Billy,
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Like when he first comes to life, I always got like the shivers for some reason every time when he first came back to life, and he cuts open his mouth later on in the scene, and like just random crap and dirt and leaves are coming
Real
out.
moss, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh, maybe that's why it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He had real moss in his mouth and then just coughed it out, and I was just like, oh, okay.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hocus Pocus, I feel like it's on most people's top 5, top 10 lists at some point. I mean, if it's not on yours, I'd be kind of surprised. But yeah, Hocus Pocus has a I don't know, one of those cheery Halloweeny movies, growing up as a kid, just like how Casper was for me. So
that's good. That's good. Also, did you know the cat's name is Thackeray?
I did not know that.
It sounds like Zachary. I swore all my life that it was Zachary, and then I looked it up one day, and it's fucking Thackeray.
That's hilarious.
What? No.
It's Thackeray. Look it up. All of you at home, look it up. It's Thackeray.
Huh.
My childhood is ruined.
It's one of those mind blown moments. Like, I'm just like, I always thought it was Zachary. So, well then.
Hilarious.
There you go. Got to ruin that for everyone.
Well.
Since you brought it up, let's go to my number 4. It's Hocus Pocus. I mean, it's a staple because ABC Family always plays it all day on Halloween, as they should. It's a great movie. They're coming out with a sequel, which scares me because they may ruin it, but who knows?
I did not know about the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel's coming to Disney Plus. Pretty hyped.
Is it the same? Like, are they going to use the same 3 sisters?
Same 3.
Ooh,
bringing them all back.
You sick freak! I already see that grin on your face.
He's excited.
He was my crush
Bette
too,
Midler.
sir.
Everybody loves Bette Midler.
Yeah.
Have you seen Beaches, man? You are the wind beneath my wings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all the 90s or late 80s babies' first crush, and then it was Kimberly from the Pink Ranger. So
Debatable.
Debatable? Oh, who's your second then? We're gonna have to put up this list. Top 5 childhood crushes.
Oh, that's it. That's a list. That's a list. I hear the people screaming for it now.
Mine would be Xena the Warrior
Oh,
Princess.
shit. I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. Number 1 is The Rock. I always won. He was so handsome before he gained all that muscle. He always did that eyebrow thing to me in the camera.
Sir, you're winking.
Oh. Let's just say I always smelt what he was cooking.
I guess we'll go to my number 4.
Number four.
Number 4. Bit of a crossover. It's also Halloween Town. I really like that film. I just like witches coming of age, essentially like wanting to use magic, can't use magic because that's no. And then it's like, but I can use magic here. Then I don't know. It was just a really good story. And
you're describing Harry Potter.
I was about to say, is it like the 80s, 90s kids version of Harry Potter? Is that what's going on
it
here?
Could be. I really like the skeleton taxi driver. I can't remember his name, but I like his, I don't know, he's just funny. So always making puns. So yeah, that was my number 4, Halloween Town.
You always got to enjoy a good pun.
Yep.
Neat.
Did y'all ever watch the 4th one when they changed the main actress? Clearly you didn't, David, but
I was
Taylor?
gonna say, yeah, I never
Nope.
watched.
I didn't know there was a 4th one. I've seen 2 and I think 3, but I don't remember 3 at all.
That was Halloween Town High
When
they had the monsters cross over to go to high school in real world. Or something.
Wow.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows it peaked at number 2, Calabar's Revenge. So good.
That's what usually happens with 90s and 80s movies. Anytime they try to remake it after that, it was like, oh nope, that was a big miss.
Yep.
Big miss. Anyways, on to my number 3. My number 3 was probably one of the first movies where at the end it was like an unexpected shocker of like, following the plot, getting into to how things were, scaring the crap out of myself from watching like the small scenes that would happen with this child and other ghosts, I guess you could say. The movie's The Sixth Sense. I loved that movie. It freaked me out for like the longest time, and it had its moments too, where it had its ups and downs. I remember specifically, the kid going to the funeral for some reason, and then going to it was another kid's funeral, and going to his room, and then like he gets freaked out because like the kid grabs him or something like that, and he like points, and the kid was like recording basically what was happening to him, and the mom was putting freaking restroom cleaner or Dawn or something in his chicken soup, basically made him die. And, he brings out the tape and shows everybody. I'm like, oh crap, that's crazy. And I didn't think things could get crazier after that until the very end, when you realize, God, what is his name? Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is a ghost the whole damn time.
Spoilers,
I'm
man.
if you haven't watched it by now, one, you're never going to, and 2, what the hell is wrong with you? Okay.
Never seen it. Is that the I See Dead People film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
I only know that line.
Oh my gosh.
Look what you did.
Yeah, I guess I just
Look what
Well,
you
now I
did.
know Jack Nicholson's the real guy.
Oh God. I hate you so much right now. Anyways, so yeah, sorry for all the fans who I just spoiled it for, but it's a really good movie either way. It's something that you should still watch, even if someone spoiled it for you or not. We live in the internet. You freaking Google Sixth Sense and it's gonna pop up. You even try to find it on Netflix or whatever, I guarantee you that scene's the first thing that happens. But yeah, no, it's a good movie, especially for its time. Another 90s movie, I believe.
Just spoiling everything, man.
I mean, it's like 20 years old, right? So,
Spoiling everything.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I approve of it.
1999.
Really?
1999. That's crazy. I thought it was a little bit younger than that.
No.
Or older than that. Is that how
That
you
is
say it?
insane. It's sure, yeah.
Good movie.
On to my number three. Number three. My number three. We're gonna throw it back a bit. It's a cartoon that mom always has it on for Halloween. It is a staple. Like I mentioned, there aren't too many staples when it comes to Halloween of what needs to be watched, but this one is always on. If you go to my parents, they will watch it on Halloween, and that is It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Oh,
It's so wonderful. It's got to be nice. It's a nice little film, which is weird to think that it's considered a movie because it's very short, but it's very nice. It's a lovely little story. You get to see these kids do funny things. Also, I love the music from Charlie Brown, so that's just a positive in itself. So that's my number three.
that's a good choice, sir. Solid choice, even.
Solid.
That reminds me, slightly off topic, but I remember the cancer episode in Charlie Brown. Super sad. So it was just like, yeah.
They touched on some real deep stuff sometimes.
Yep.
You ever go back and watch kids shows and realize how deep some of the stuff they're talking about is?
Yeah. Captain Planet was one of them. One was about AIDS, and the other one was about drugs. And they even had the person die from drug overdose on the show, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." So
X-Men was about racism.
Rough. Well, everybody knows
wrong.
that one. The one that gets me is Rugrats when they talk about Chucky's mom. That's sad, man. That's sad every time. It's on Mother's Day, and he has like a dream remembering her, but doesn't realize that he's remembering her and like talks about her. But his dad doesn't like to talk about her anymore because she died and it's tough for him. And then at one point he finds a picture and like gives it to his dad, and his dad realizes what's going on, that he does remember her and that he needs to talk to him about her. And so the like episode ends with him talking about, this is what your mom used to do. She used to love to garden. These flowers were the ones that she put in. Like, that's sad, man.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty sad. Oh yes, well, sad. Anyways, trying to do the Loki quote. But we'll move on to number three. Number three. It's gonna be the Addams Family film, the original one that I'm familiar with, like the Great Scott Guy is and all that stuff. And yeah, I just oh man, I am forgetting his name right now, and I'm really bad with names. But who is the husband of the family's name?
Gomez.
Thank you. Yes, I really like that actor, and I was over the top and ridiculous, and but unconditionally loves his wife and stuff. And it's just like, this is so cool. But it has a really great story, and it's just like a really, I don't know, mismatched family, but they somehow make it work. So I really like the film. It's a great Halloween film.
That's a good choice there.
Catchy song.
Oh yeah, everybody knows it. I really like the actor for Gomez. I liked him because I also remember him from Street Fighter when he was Bison, and he's just as over the top there. It's wonderful. And he's a really good actor. And I thought for the longest time, after seeing like Addams Family and seeing him in it, I was like, there's no way anybody could ever play that role again. But I feel like they may have someone. Unfortunately, he's only doing the cartoons, but he could do the live action. It's Oscar Isaac. I don't know if y'all know him. If you've seen Dune, he's the like head king, whatever, of House Atreides, the dad of the main character. He also played Apocalypse in one of the X-Men movies, but we don't want to talk about that. But he's a good actor, and I feel like he could do some fun stuff with the role if they ever do a live action Addams Family again.
Yeah, that is a pretty good movie. Didn't make my list, spoilers, but it made the short list. I really like the movie too. The whole movie's hilarious. And Uncle Fester, and I didn't know why I have a vivid memory of playing like the arcade games, like the Addams Family arcade game, or even that electrical game. I never knew how to figure out how to do. It's like you're supposed to like hold one hand and then hold the other hand and get the electricity to go up to a certain spot. I
Yeah.
don't know. And he like had a light bulb in his mouth. It
Yes,
was
I
like
know what you're talking
you know,
about.
I never knew how to play it. Still to this day, I don't understand how to play that game. But it looked like a fun game.
Yeah.
Semi off topic, but somewhat relevant. Um, just because it's a similar thing about a family that's very macabre. The Munsters. Do you see they're remaking the Munsters?
Really?
They're making a movie. What's weird is it's directed by Rob Zombie.
That's a little dark.
A little. I don't know. It's weird. I kind of want to see it because I like the Munsters, but at the same time, I'm scared of what Rob Zombie's gonna do to it.
This is like, I I don't know. I'm worried to say, is it like family oriented, family friendly, or is
You
it?
would hope, because like the Munsters were never adult. Like they were family friendly through and through.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna make that into like a horror movie.
That's unfortunate.
Okay. Well, another horror movie is on my list of number 2. I guess you could call it horror. I feel like these are more like thrillers. I don't know. It was probably the
Do you not know what a horror movie is, sir?
I mean, a horror movie is stuff with horror. I'm not wrong. But yeah, my number 2 is I guess it would be, I don't want to say traumatized, but it'd be like the first real movie that kind of scared me after it. Only for the simple fact is, if I'm correct, it's based off a true story. And the whole visionary of how the movie is made is through a camcorder. Okay. The movie is the Blair Witch Project. Everything about that movie scared the shit out of me for some reason. And like I said, I think it lost its lust, or some of its fire for being like creepy or scary or whatever, when they started doing the Blair Witch Project 2, the Blair Witch Project 3, the Blair Witch Project 4, the Blair Witch Project Pro, or whatever. Like when they started doing those, it stopped making the, like I said, I don't know if it's a true story. I always thought it was a true story, but like how good it was made, it like freaked the shit out of me. Yeah, if you ever watched the Blair Witch Project and you're a younger generation person, I'd go watch it. To me, it's like a classic, and at this point, at least for, I guess, my age group. I don't know.
That's a quality choice. Firstly, it is not based off a true story. That was all marketing, which very good marketing. Very, very good marketing. Two, I feel like the quality of Blair Witch Project is going to be lost on today's generation, just because when it first came out, it was pretty unique. It was one of the few like found footage type films. And so when it happened, everyone like you believed that it was totally a true story. And it made it like increase the how scary it was and the quality of it. But since then, we have been blessed, cursed, whatever you want to call it, with a lot of found footage since then. Paranormal Activity is the first thing that comes to mind. They did what was that one with the big monster?
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, that came out too. And then since then, like it's gotten even worse to the point where it doesn't need to be found footage. This movie doesn't require found footage to be good. It's just a novelty now, which is disappointing because at a time it was like a unique idea. It was pretty cool. And now it's just like, how do we make this film different? We make it found footage and we shake the camera around a lot. Ah.
Yeah, that God, what is the one movie with Michael B. Jordan and they all turn into superheroes?
Ooh, Chronicle.
Chronicle. I felt like that could have been just a decent regular movie. Like it didn't need to be a found footage movie.
I think the thing that always gets me is like these movies that make it found footage, but come up with the dumbest reason why this is found footage. Like, oh yeah, let's record just because you have your phone. This might be a good thing to record, so we're gonna record everything.
The bad part is that people are that oblivious to what they're doing. They are record like I don't know why this bugs me, but when we're at Disneyland and people put out their phone and record the fireworks, you're never ever gonna watch that ever again. And whoever you're posting it to doesn't care that you put it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. They're gonna swipe right by it because you know why? They probably experienced that for themselves. And no one gives a shit that you're standing in the middle of a fireworks show that happens daily at Disneyland. I don't know why. It bugs the shit out of me.
So,
hey man, I'm gonna go to a River Cats game and record their fireworks show for everybody.
So my only counter argument to the recording thing is because like for the World of Color, for example, they did a show once and they've never done it again. So it's like I'm thankful for whoever puts it on YouTube or whatever is like you can kind of revisit it. But I see your point. I'm just countering with that.
So let me ask you this. How many
Yep.
times have you gone back to watch that YouTube video?
Probably once or twice, mostly just to show like people that moment.
So for you personally, have you gone like after you watched it the first time, were you like, damn, I need to watch this again?
Yes.
For you personally.
For me personally.
One time.
Yep, and I also do the Fantasia or Phantasmic. I'm sorry, Phantasmic is another good one.
So you've recorded all these.
No.
That's what I'm asking.
I go on YouTube to watch because someone else has way better quality than my phone could have done in the past. So, yep.
So we're gonna need a new TPO member.
Oh God.
If you're a fan who is such a good fan that you would like to be promoted to host.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't know why. Like I can understand taking a picture every now and then, but like to record the whole thing, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. Me personally, there's videos I've taken of my kids that I've never gone back to rewatch, and I've only found on accident while going through my phone. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. But like, I've never purposely like, oh, I need to go see when Brawley stuck this Cheerio in his brother's nose, and gone from there. I don't know. That's just personally me. Maybe people love the moment and cherish it and go back to it, and like, it's a good memory for them. I don't know. I just feel like there's never a need to like go back to that, especially for like us. If we try to go to Disney like every couple years, I don't know. It's just me. Anyways, that was my number 2. It was a Blair Witch Project. I don't know how we got up this far.
You from Blair Witch to Disneyland and recording.
This is a fun conversation. That was great.
It was so scary.
Hey man, when that demon comes out in Phantasmic, it's super scary. Anyways.
This is number 2, right?
We're on number two.
We're on number 2.
Number two. My number 2 straddles the line between Halloween and Christmas.
Don't you dare!
I'm pulling it out.
Don't you dare!
It's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Gosh, dang it!
Very good film. I will say at this point in my life, I'm not the biggest Tim Burton fan. I'm sorry for everyone that is, because I know he's very well loved by a lot of people. But there's a fair amount of his stuff. I would say, just in my opinion, Tim Burton has more meh movies than great movies. Anyway, that's a whole conversation for another time. Nightmare Before Christmas absolutely sits in the great movies column. It is a very unique and special film. It's a musical, which helps me because I really like musicals. The claymation is very well done. just everything about it is really fun and interesting and creative, and it really shows like Tim Burton at his best, but also just like overall, like it just is really creative and it's really fun to watch and something you can definitely revisit over and over again and still enjoy it. So it's my number 2.
Go ahead, say something. Say whatever
Do
you
it.
want, Taylor.
Do
Say
it. I dare you.
Say it.
Well, we have a crossover because that's my number 2.
The Nightmare
Yeah.
Before Christmas is such the most confusing movie. Okay, first of all, it has Christmas in the title. It doesn't say the Christmas before Halloween or like the Halloween before.
I was about to say that doesn't make sense either.
Gosh dang this movie.
It's just Jack's tired of Halloween and he wants to do a new holiday that brings people happiness, but it goes horribly wrong.
And then he doesn't realize Halloween brings happiness too,
in
a different way.
Exactly. I thought it was pretty intense, like the U.S. Army like shooting him out of the sky, and it's like, oh, okay, like so.
I really want to be in that meeting where he's describing the movies. Like, yeah, he's the skeleton. He's like the king of Halloween, but he doesn't like Halloween anymore. He wants to do Christmas. And eventually he gets shot at by the army.
And then Ookie Boogie does his dance.
That's a pretty good impression. I know what you should be for Halloween now.
Oh, why? Because I'm fat and I only can fit in a burlap sack. That's how it is. Let's just the fat guy be the fat character that he could cosplay as. I already have problems trying to be things that I really want to be.
You'd also be good as the mayor, so
God dang it. You never get to be anybody
Shave
cool.
the back of your head and just paint a face on there. You can make him frown with one of your rolls.
I hate you both. I hate you so much.
Oh God.
Stupid Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyways, I guess we finally made it.
Yeah.
To the number 1.
David, what's yours?
Yeah.
Is it Nightmare Before Christmas 2?
No, you son of a. Anyways, going back to like the theme of like being surprised at the very end of movies. This was another one of those movies for me where I guess this also helped start with me like kind of looking for the what are those things called? The things that they do like at the beginning of the movie, it kind of like foreshadows what's going on or what's going to happen at the end of the movie. What is that called?
That is what that's called. It's foreshadowing.
There we go. God, my brain's not working after that Oogie Boogie thing. Yeah, so like kind of like looking into movies deeper, like trying to see if I can predict the foreshadow or whatever's going to happen. Anyways, the whole movie takes place in majority in a bathroom with a guy chained up by one leg, and a series of events happens, and I won't ruin it this time, but like there's a pretty good ending to the movie, which like I don't know, for me I'm like holy shit, like blew my socks off, my underwear, and I'm like damn, that was crazy. And it made me want to seek out and see the rest of the series of these movies. The movie's Saw, by the way, if you haven't caught it. I know they did a remake, which I haven't seen yet, and I'm debating on whether to watch it or not because I don't want to ruin the rest of the series for me. Because it like most movies in the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, anytime you started making sequels or prequels or number 8s to whatever, like look at Fast and the Furious, I've totally lost interest in that whole franchise. The same thing with like the Saw series. They just started getting really weird. And
everybody knows they declined greatly when they went from a goofy movie to an extremely goofy movie.
Yeah, it's I don't know, maybe it's just because it's hard to live up to the hype. I feel like only movies succeed like that are like planned trilogies. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, the original Star Wars, I should say. Hopefully this Dune, which I haven't seen yet, is going to be a good trilogy. But you know, like I said, going back to Saw, I really appreciated the movie for what it was. I thought it was clever. I thought it was smart, and it wasn't just a straight up. It wasn't just a straight up horror, but like it had its thrilling moments of like, holy crap, like what would you do in that situation? I would always make fun of myself, and I'd be like, David, you've been fat your whole life, and now the only way out of this cage is to eat your way out. The cage is made of 1,000 powdered donuts, and you must eat your way out with no milk. You have 1 hour.
It's like, but sir, I'm diabetic.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the punishment.
Yeah, either or, you know.
You got to get out before you go into a coma.
You've just been gluttonous your whole life, yeah, so like I don't know. I just thought it was clever the way that it was written. I appreciated the second one, and like I said, when it starts getting to the later movies, it starts declining for me. But yeah, my number one is Saw. I really like that movie.
It's real good. It's real good. It Saw was definitely it was very well appreciated, but it was like kind of besmirched after a while because it got associated with that whole like torture porn type of trend that went on, which was not good. But Saw, it's like going back to it, it's a very good, like it's got a great twist to it. It's got an interesting premise. Yeah, it gets a little graphic, but that's only one aspect of honestly a pretty good movie.
Did you ever watch it, Taylor? No.
Nope, I can't do like blood and gore like that. So
And I don't want to say it was like one of the first movies that did that, but like I don't know. The things that happened in the movie I thought was like a unique approach, and it kind of like opened up, I guess, the doors for certain things. I don't know. That's personally how I feel. I like the movie. I tried to convince Rachel to come watch it, any of them, and she's like, nope.
I'm right there with Rachel. There was a time where my friends in Texas, they were like, "We really want to go see this scary movie." And it's like, "You could go see it without me." They're like, "No, we're gonna buy your ticket." And I was like, "Okay, then. Well, I'm bringing my 3DS, and I'm gonna sit in the far back, and I'm not watching this film." And we sat in the back, and I played my 3DS, so I didn't have to watch the scary parts.
What a waste of a movie ticket.
But they wanted me there that badly.
Oh.
Anyway, to my number one. It's funny hearing how many like horror movies you have, like actual horror movies, David. Because like for some reason, our family never watched horror movies really. Rachel had an interest in them. Gabriel didn't like them, and like my parents didn't like showing us violence, so it was never high on their list to show to kids. And it's weird like hearing today that mom really wants to watch Halloween Kills. I'm like, really? When did this happen? So yeah, horror movies was never big growing up. Like I said, recently I've been watching more of them, because I'm a grown adult now and I can make those decisions, and I have a nightlight. But my number one still isn't a horror movie. In fact, it's a comedy, but definitely Halloween related. We even saw when we went to Fairy Tale Town that the whole place was themed to it. And this of course is in reference to Ghostbusters, which is an absolute classic of a film that will stand the test of time and always outlive the horrible attempts to remake it. Although this new one may be good, who knows? Whatever the case, that original film is hilarious. It's wonderful. It's one that you can go back to many a times, and despite knowing every joke that's going to come, you still laugh because it's hilarious and it's delivered perfectly. Ghostbusters is my number one.
That's respectable. I thought about putting that on my list as well, but for me, it just didn't outbeat Casper for some reason. I don't know why, but now that I think of it, it probably should have, because Ghostbusters was the one movie that I actually enjoyed the cartoon watching, or watching the cartoon afterwards as well. Like it wasn't that bad to me. It was pretty funny still. They even made a second one, with the marshmallow puff.
The State Puff Marshmallow
State
Man.
Puff marshmallow. Whatever, Taylor. Go ahead, correct me. Tell me I have to be
Okay.
that guy too. Because my roles are just natural. I just paint my body white. I just might as well just go out in my underwear and put a sailor cap on.
You could be the Michelin Man.
Great.
You could also be the Slimer, right? That'd be good.
No, I'm not that short, first of all. Okay. I'm an average size human being. But yeah, I guess I could be the freaking State Puff. So whatever. I don't even care anymore. Off topic, for anybody who likes board games, Simon just released a Ghostbusters expansion pack. It was limited time, so you had to get it within like the 2 or 3 weeks. They might still have some left as we speak right now. But yeah, it was like, if you don't know anything about Zombicide, it's a zombie killing game. Basically just go around hacking, slashing zombies up, but you can play as the Ghostbusters quad squad. Yeah, the Ghostbusters squad. And then I'm pretty sure they have Slimer as like one of the I think he might be a pet, something that you can help, like a companion you could help out with. And then the State Puff is one of the abominations, like a head bad guy or whatever. I don't know. It looked pretty interesting. It didn't sucker me enough to spend my money on, but I'm kind of tapped out after Gen Con anyway. So yeah.
Great film. Oh, I guess it's on time for my number one.
If you say Ghostbusters, I'm gonna slap you.
It is not actually, but it is a crossover. And it's going to be Hocus Pocus.
Oh, god dang it.
Such a good film. And you're right. I did have a crush on that blonde lady. So, but I think like everyone did. So,
what other movies was she in?
I don't know. I didn't follow her that closely.
Oh, man. I have to look this up now real quick.
Hocus
Pocus.
But, yeah, I remember the one sad scene when the cat got ran over, and then it's like super sad, but then it like inflates back up.
Holy crap. That's Sarah Jessica Parker?
You never knew that?
I don't know why that never registered with me.
What? How? I don't even want to ask. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't register with me. Anyways, she's so hot.
Yeah, up, high five.
I mean, she's gonna be like 50 in the new movie, but
hey, she
still got it.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in anything recent, has she?
Not that I can think of. Nothing really that big, though. We're getting the Sex and the City remake, return, sequel series. So she'll be in that.
Hey, she's 56 years old. Damn,
yeah,
that's crazy.
How old's Bette Midler?
Hold, please. Bette Midler. I just clicked on her profile. She is 75 years old.
My
wow.
God. And then to just be even, how old's the third lady?
Kathy Najimy. She
Good
is
enough.
64.
So they're all fairly like almost like a decade apart from each other.
Yeah, the crazy. They're all. I just saw like a picture of all three of them. They all look really good.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Like nice and healthy. And...
Do you guys have any shout outs?
To D's nuts, Taylor.
I wasn't gonna answer.
No, on some real, you kind of like touched on at the beginning. Shout out to all our new people. Maybe this might be the first podcast they're actually listening to, for everyone who has joined our Facebook page. If you ever get a chance, I would highly suggest and it's going to be a little bit tough to get through because it was our first one, but go back to listening to our first podcast. That's where you'll get a lot of information of the type of people that we are, especially because our top 5 was based on top 5 things entertainment that explain us. Oh yes. Yeah, if you get a chance, go ahead and listen to that podcast, and then I guess you could skip to whatever ones that you want. We put on some decent content. It gets better as the later episodes go.
That's what we like to tell ourselves,
right? One more big shout out. As we're recording this, today is October 27th. Tomorrow will be October 28th. That is a very special day for me, as it's my fiance's birthday, aka Albert's sister's birthday, aka Gabe's sister's birthday, aka Taylor's friend's birthday.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Rachel. I love you. You are like a fine wine. You get better with age. I know that was cheesy, right? I don't know.
That was super cheesy.
That's my sister.
No, but for reals, I can't wait to grow old with you. Some of you may know we are actually in the middle stages of planning our wedding, so that's an exciting thing coming up within the next year. So yeah, I love you. Happy birthday from everyone here at TPO. Albert, Taylor, probably Josh the sound guy when he edits this. Maybe he can put like a little happy birthday thing from himself. Maybe he'll insert it right here. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
One more that I got to throw out there because we're doing this. Today's the 27th. Yesterday was October 26th, and I want to wish a happy anniversary to my parents. Yeah, it's been 30. Oh God, we're in the 30s. We're coming up on 40 years together. Jeez. They've been together a long time and still somehow stand each other. So good for them. Happy anniversary to them. Obviously, without them, I wouldn't be here. So it means a lot that they're still there.
Right. And then I wouldn't have a fiance to marry. Maybe.
Well, Taylor... I mean, you would still have the fiance. I just wouldn't be here because I came later.
Oh. Then we wouldn't have Call of Duty nights.
It's true.
But at least we'd be able to do trios. All right.
Dang, this almost turned into the bipolar opinion.
Oh no.
Anyways.
It's time for that one segment where it's how small is it?
Bum bum bum.
So, my question for you, fine gentlemen.
2 inches.
No. That's one shot from the Nerf gun already. What is the fastest time to carve one pumpkin according to the Guinness Book of World Records? Is it A, 14.57 seconds, B, 16.47 seconds, C, 18.21 seconds, or D, 20.59 seconds?
All right, I have one question before we answer this.
Of course, sir.
What technically did they carve?
I don't know. They carved a pumpkin.
It was a hole, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's one of those things.
I could just stab.
Like,
yeah, like boom, done.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's a black hole. Everyone knew what it was.
They definitely cut a hole. Was it a stepbrother who did it?
Oh no.
It's like, look at it. It's a cave now because I didn't take the insides out yet. And those are freaking isotopes or whatever those things are called that are coming from the top of the cave.
You just call them isotopes?
What are those things called?
The stalagmites?
Oh, yeah. Whatever that special move from Yu-Gi-Oh is.
Oh my.
So I'm sorry. Repeat one more time. A was 16.
No. A is 14.57. B is 16.47. C is 18.21 and D is 20.59 seconds.
Okay. I want to go with B, whatever the 16 point was it 47?
Okay. Mr. Albert?
I don't want to do it, but I also don't think it's the other ones. So I have to agree with David. I think it's B.
You are correct.
Yeah.
16.47 seconds, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. And yes, that is a great question. I don't know what counts as a carved pumpkin. If it is just a quick stab in a hole and they're like, it's a black hole. So
I wonder if it's like emptying a pumpkin. It counts, like
ooh, that's a good
chopping the
question,
top off,
actually. Yeah.
scooping everything out, and then
You're just
putting
like-
the top back on. It's boom.
Yeah,
I could never do that fast. I hate fucking getting the insides out. That shit.
It is the worst part.
Ugh.
I liked it. I always liked cooking the seeds afterwards and making pumpkin seeds with salt.
You cook the seeds?
Yeah.
Nasty.
No, I think that's just a Filipino thing. You know, we don't let anything go to waste. Anything.
Well, that's it for this show. We have a couple of quick shout outs at the end. Of course, we got the contest again. Please like and share it and, comment on it if you want free money. It's so simple to do.
And like the page. That's the most important part.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Please do. And then we also have our Patreon account if you would like to support us that way. And of course, our Twitch channels, Diabetic Coma and Kitchen Rio.
I swear I'm getting one, guys. I know you're all waiting for some actually quality content, but it's coming. I promise.
And speaking of Twitch page real quick, I want a little drop in. For the most part, daily. So it's usually like late at night. We Twitch stream our video game plays, but I want to start kind of showing you guys what we do on the weekends when we can get together again for some board game nights. So if you're interested on, I don't know, possibly moving into that type of realm and looking at what type of board games / tabletop games are out these days, besides, your mass market Monopoly, Sorry, Scrabble, all those type of things, come join me. Come see me. Most likely it'll happen on Saturdays. I'll put out a post on our Facebook page, hopefully 24 hours in advance, to let you know what's going on. And you might see me. You might see Albert. You might see Taylor. You might see some other people you don't know or have never heard. You might even see Brother Gabe's face.
Oh.
It's possible.
That's some big stuff.
But yeah, if you're interested, come join me on Saturdays. Most likely those are the days that will happen. I'm thinking I might do something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah.
Yeah, we don't play any of those mass markets like Uno or something like that. We only play obscure, like Dose.
Or Monopoly.
I'm gonna drop kick you.
No, we don't play Monopoly. Monopoly Fortnite we play.
Gosh, dang it. My kid brought it over too. Easy was like, Dad, you want to play Monopoly Fortnite? I'm like, God, there's so much better stuff. You're lucky I love you, kid.
Get a better Fortnite game then.
Oh God. Isn't that just Fortnite?
Thank
I
you
don't know. I
guys
haven't played Monopoly Fortnite yet, so it might be better than Fortnite.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in and have a happy Halloween. And I hope we would love to see your costumes, actually. So if you are dressing up for Halloween, feel free to post them to our page.
Oh, yeah. And I will be posting my costume up. I'm actually dressing up this year. So
sounds great. I might go as a Greek guy with just an olive branch.
I would love to see that. Again.
David, you're just going to be Oogie Boogie, aren't you?
Yeah, damn burlap sack.
Rikishi?
Oh, no, I don't have a diaper big enough.
I'm trying to think. Fat Thor. Is that it?
Oh, God, I could pull that off.
That would be
if
cool.
I just dyed the hair that I don't have blonde.
You could get
there
a wig.
Are wigs, sir. Come on.
Righty.
All right. Well, Mr. Hardy.
Buddha. Is it Buddha?
It is Buddha.
I knew it.
You know what it really is. All right, you guys. Until next time. By the way, Taylor's going on vacation again. He's leaving us. I'm really sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have another guest host. Who knows?
I
We'll see.
know. I'll be back November 4th.
Oh, that's enough time.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
1 hour and 13 minutes.
Not too bad.
Not
Not
bad at
too
all.
bad, you say.
This is 19.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're still being recorded.
Oh.
Hi, everyone.